Welcome back to Books and Bites. You know how this works. We grab those dusty books off your shelf, crack them open, and pull out the absolute must-know stuff. Today we are diving into The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. Buckle up, folks, because we're about to ditch the save every penny advice and talk about some serious wealth building.
You got it. This book is a total game changer. DeMarco pretty much throws the whole work till you're 65 and then maybe enjoy life idea out the window. He's all about finding a faster, smarter way to achieve financial freedom. And it all starts with understanding what he calls the 3 financial lanes. The sidewalk, the slow lane, and the one we're all aiming for, the fast lane.
Okay, so let's break down these lanes. First, we have the sidewalk, which, let's be honest, is kind of a financial dead end. It's living paycheck to paycheck, struggling with debt, just barely scraping by.
Right. And then there's the slow lane, which, ironically, is the path most of us are told to follow. You know, the 401k, the mutual funds, working for 40-plus years, hoping to have enough to retire someday. But DeMarco argues that this path mainly benefits the big institutions, not necessarily you.
So where does the fast lane come in?
The fast lane is all about taking control. It's about entrepreneurship, about creating your own wealth-building machine, instead of relying on someone else's timeline.
Sounds great in theory, but how do we actually make that leap? How do we jump from the slow lane into the fast lane?
Well, that's where DeMarco gives us this awesome framework he calls the NCST formula. It stands for need, entry, control, scale, and time. These are the 5 key elements that a business absolutely must have to be fast lane worthy.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Break that down for us.
So first up is need. Your business has to solve a problem that people actually have, fulfill a desire, meet a real demand in the market. Without that, you're kind of just spinning your wheels. Second, we've got entry. DeMarco suggests looking for markets that either have lower competition or have some kind of barrier to entry, which makes it easier to get a foothold and stand out.
Makes sense. So you're not trying to go head-to-head with the giants right out of the gate.
Right. Then comes control. This is huge. It's about actually owning your business, having control over your income, making your own decisions. You're not at the mercy of a boss or the ups and downs of the stock market.
So it's about being the captain of your own ship, calling the shots.
Exactly. And then we have scale and time. These are absolutely crucial to this whole fast lane concept.
So tell us more about scale and time.
Scale means your business can grow exponentially without you necessarily having to work more hours. Think about an app developer who creates this super popular app. The initial work is a ton, sure, but each download after that represents income without the developer having to do anything extra.
Oh, I see. It's like building a machine that works for you even while you sleep.
Exactly. And then there's time. The whole point is to break free from that whole trading hours for dollars trap. You want to build passive income streams that generate wealth even when you're not actively working.
Okay, so the fast lane is less about hustling around the clock and more about creating assets and systems that actually work for you.
Yeah.
I like that. But I'm sure our listeners are wondering, is this really possible for the average person? Can you give us some real-world examples of how these fast lane principles can be applied to everyday businesses?
Of course. Imagine, for example, a baker. This baker is incredibly talented and decides to start an online bakery. They build up a fantastic website and social media presence, maybe even start a cool subscription box service, and then eventually they start selling their recipes or like pre-made baking mixes through their website. Boom. They've got a business model with the potential for serious scale and passive income.
That makes total sense. So they're leveraging their skills and passion to create something that goes beyond just baking a cake here and there. What's another example?
Let's say someone's super passionate about fitness. They could create online workout videos or build a fitness app. Once the content is created, it can keep generating income for years and years.
So the key here is to figure out what needs you can fill, build a system around it, and find ways to leverage your time and effort. It's about thinking outside of that traditional job box and tapping into the power of entrepreneurship.
Exactly.
But the Millionaire Fastlane isn't just about making money, is it? DeMarco also talks about the wealth trinity, which seems to go beyond just what's in your bank account.
You hit the nail on the head. DeMarco is really clear that true wealth isn't just about money. It's a combo. It's money, time, and mobility. It's like, picture someone making a massive salary but stuck at their desk all day every day versus someone who might have a smaller income but has complete control over their schedule and can work from anywhere in the world.
That's a really good point. It's about having options, designing a life that fits you, not the other way around.
Exactly. And having that freedom, that control is incredibly empowering.
It definitely is. Now, I know a lot of our listeners are probably thinking, okay, this all sounds amazing, but how do I actually make this happen? DeMarco talks about this shift from what he calls linear income to exponential income. Can you explain why this is so important?
Sure thing. Think of linear income as your typical 9-to-5 job. You work an hour, you get paid for that hour. That's it. Your earning potential is limited by the number of hours you physically have to work.
The classic time for money trade-off.
Right. But exponential income totally breaks that mold. It's about setting up systems that keep generating income even when you're not actively trading your time for it. There's this great example in the book. He talks about a lawyer who charges $100 an hour. That's linear income. Then he talks about an author who sells 100,000 copies of their book at $20 each.
So the author has basically created a system that keeps earning even while they're off working on their next book, on vacation, or doing whatever else they want.
Exactly. That's the power of building assets that work for you. You're not just trading hours for a paycheck anymore.
I love that. Now, what about saving for retirement? DeMarco seems to have a bit of a different take on that classic piece of advice.
He does. DeMarco actually challenges that whole save, invest, retire at 65 mantra. He points out the risk of inflation eating away at your savings over decades and the fact that the market is, well, unpredictable. His advice: go for financial freedom earlier in life, not just in your golden years. Why wait to enjoy the fruits of your labor, right?
I'm all for that. Why wait for retirement to live the life you want? Especially if you can create a business that allows you to be financially free in your 30s or 40s. You have so much more time to enjoy it. But it sounds like DeMarco isn't just offering a financial blueprint, right? He also emphasizes the need for a major mindset shift.
Oh, absolutely. The Millionaire Fastlane is all about shifting your mindset from being a consumer to becoming a producer, going from just passively participating to becoming an active creator. It's about taking charge of your financial future, building those assets that work for you, and generating wealth through your own efforts.
So it's about becoming the architect of your own destiny, not just waiting around for someone to hand you a blueprint.
Exactly. And the best part is that the book actually lays out practical steps to get you moving towards that fast lane. Step 1 is figuring out what that market need is, what problem people are desperately trying to solve and are willing to pay to have solved. Then it's all about building a business around that need, focusing on scalability from day one. Think online businesses, tech solutions, content creation, anything that has the potential to grow massively.
It's not just about working hard, it's about working smart. It's about building something that has the potential to create real lasting wealth.
You got it. And avoid debt for things that aren't going to make you money. Invest in assets that will generate income for you. And maybe the most important thing is this: stop listening to the advice that keeps people stuck in the slow lane. Question everything and take control of your financial destiny.
DeMarco has a way with words. There were so many memorable quotes in this book. One that stuck with me was, "Your job is nothing more than a tool. Don't make it your entire financial plan."
That's a good one. Another one that really hit home was, if you want to be rich, solve problems. It really highlights the essence of the fast lane. Find a need, provide a solution, build a system around it.
He also does this great thing where he flips traditional thinking upside down. Like when he says, stop thinking like a consumer, start thinking like a producer. It's such a good reminder that building wealth requires you to actually create something of value, to offer something to the world.
I totally agree. And he's a huge advocate for leverage and passive income. He says, the rich don't trade time for money, they build systems that work for them. And of course, who could forget, if you're waiting for retirement to enjoy life, you're already dead. That one really makes you think.
So to sum it up, what are the key takeaways our listeners should walk away with from the Millionaire Fastlane?
I think the biggest takeaway is this. DeMarco is saying that the conventional financial advice, work hard, save, invest, retire at 65. It's a slow path. And honestly, it's kind of a risky one. He's proposing that entrepreneurship, building a scalable business that fills a real need in the market, is the fastest way to achieve financial independence. And don't forget, wealth isn't just about money, it's about time and freedom too.
It's a call to action for anyone who's feeling stuck in that slow lane. The Millionaire Fastlane gives you the blueprint to create a life of financial freedom on your own terms.
Exactly. The most important thing is that you actually have the power to change your financial future. You don't have to wait for permission or follow the traditional path. You can take control, build something amazing, and create a life of abundance and freedom.
And talk about some of the actual steps you can take to start building your own fast lane journey.
Yeah, let's get into the nitty-gritty here. We've talked about finding a market need, but how do we actually do that? Where do we even start?
Well, the good news is you don't need to reinvent the wheel or anything. Just start by paying attention. Observe the world around you. What are people struggling with? What do they complain about? What products or services do people wish existed?
So basically just be super observant about everyday life. Tune into those pain points that people are dying to have solved. And don't just limit yourself to your own little bubble, Go online, check out forums, read product reviews, pay attention to what's trending on social media. You can even use tools like Google Trends to see what people are searching for online. It's all out there.
That's a great point. So once you've got a few potential needs in mind, how do you know if it's actually a good business opportunity?
Well, DeMarco really emphasizes the importance of aligning your business with something you're actually passionate about. Building a successful business, it takes a ton of dedication, a lot of hard work. So if you're not genuinely interested in what you're doing, it's going to be really tough to stay motivated. Choose something you actually care about, something that excites you. You're much more likely to push through those inevitable challenges if you're passionate about what you're building.
Passion is definitely a key ingredient, especially in the entrepreneurial world. It's not just about the money. It's got to be something you actually enjoy doing.
For sure. But of course, passion alone isn't enough. You also need a solid business model, and that's where scalability comes in. You want a business model that can grow without you constantly having to put in more and more hours. DeMarco suggests looking into businesses that leverage technology, things like automation, systems, anything that can help you create those passive income streams we talked about.
So things like online businesses, e-commerce, maybe software development, content creation, even franchising. Basically, businesses that can sort of run themselves, at least to some degree, once you've set them up.
Exactly. And here's something interesting that DeMarco points out. One of the biggest misconceptions people have is that you need this totally groundbreaking, never-before-seen idea to be successful. But the truth is a lot of successful businesses are built on existing ideas that they just improved, or maybe they adapted it for a new market, or found a way to do it better.
Right, so it's not always about inventing something completely new. It's about finding a way to do something better, or maybe reach a new audience with an existing product or service. It's about innovation, not necessarily invention.
That's a great way to put it. You got to find your unique angle, that special something that makes your business stand out in the crowd. Maybe you offer amazing customer service, or you focus on a niche market, or maybe you find a way to make a product or service more convenient or affordable than the competition.
Find that thing that sets you apart.
Yep. So once you have a solid business idea, a model that can scale, it's time to start putting all the pieces together. Build a website, start building your online presence, develop your product or service, and get that marketing machine going.
This is where a lot of people get stuck, right? Actually getting started, taking that first step. The execution part can feel really overwhelming.
Oh yeah, for sure. It can be a lot. But DeMarco really stresses the importance of taking action. Even if they're small steps, just start moving. He talks about developing what he calls an entrepreneur's mindset. It's all about being proactive, taking risks, learning from your mistakes, and constantly trying to improve, to iterate.
So it's not about having all the answers up front. It's about being willing to dive in, experiment, figure things out as you go.
You got it. Embrace the whole journey, even the messy parts. It's all part of the process. Building a successful business, it takes time, it takes effort. And there's no such thing as an overnight success, despite what you might see online. Be ready for the long haul and celebrate those small wins along the way.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. And enjoy the ride.
And find your people. Surround yourself with a supportive community. Connect with people who believe in your vision and can offer guidance and encouragement. Join entrepreneur groups, attend workshops, find mentors, anything you can do to build a network of like-minded people who get it.
Having that support system can make all the difference. Find people who understand the challenges and can offer valuable advice, insights, maybe even just a shoulder to cry on when you need it.
It's crucial. And of course, you got to be smart about your money. Avoid debt for stuff you don't need. Invest in things that will actually generate income for you. Track your progress carefully.
DeMarco is all about financial literacy. He wants you to understand how money works, how to make smart decisions. It's a big part of the whole Fastlane philosophy.
Right. And he also talks about the importance of staying motivated, keeping your eyes on the prize, create a vision board, write down your goals, visualize yourself achieving those goals, whatever works for you.
Stay focused on the big picture. Remind yourself why you're doing this, and don't let the little things get you down.
Remember that the fast lane journey, it's not always going to be easy, but it can be so incredibly rewarding. It's about taking control of your life, creating financial freedom, and building a future that you truly love.
And we are back for the final part of our deep dive into the Millionaire Fastlane. We've covered the main ideas, the difference between the slow lane and the fast lane, and even mapped out some steps you can take to create your own fast lane journey. But like with anything worthwhile, there are going to be bumps in the road, right?
You know it. And MJ DeMarco doesn't shy away from talking about those potential pitfalls. One of the toughest things people face when they're trying to break free from that slow lane mindset is fear. Fear of failing, fear of what they don't know, fear of judgment from others can be crippling and hold people back from going after their dreams.
Fear is definitely a powerful thing. So how do we overcome it? Does DeMarco give us any advice on that?
He does. He talks about shifting your perspective on failure. Instead of seeing it as this huge disaster, a total dead end, he says you should see it as a chance to learn a stepping stone on the way to success. Think about it. Every successful entrepreneur has faced setbacks and failures along the way. It's part of the process. It's how they learn, adapt, and eventually achieve their goals.
Okay, so it's about embracing those bumps in the road, seeing them as feedback that can help you grow, not as a reason to throw in the towel.
Exactly. Another trap people fall into is what DeMarco calls shiny object syndrome. It's that thing where you jump from one idea to the next, never really committing to anything, always chasing the newest trend.
Oh yeah, I think we've all been there at some point. It's easy to get distracted when there are so many exciting possibilities.
It is, but DeMarco really emphasizes how important focus and commitment are. Pick an idea, one business model, and give it everything you've got. Really pour your energy into it before you move on to something else.
It's like, don't spread yourself too thin. Resist the temptation to chase every shiny object that pops up and focus your energy on something meaningful that you can build for the long term.
Exactly. And this ties into another big point, patience. Building a successful business, it takes time. It takes consistent effort. There's no such thing as an overnight success. You got to be in it for the long haul and celebrate those little wins along the way.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. And remember to enjoy the journey, the whole process of learning and growing and creating something that has a real impact.
Absolutely. And it's so helpful to find inspiration from other people who've successfully navigated the fast lane. DeMarco shares stories of entrepreneurs who started with nothing and built incredible businesses. It's a reminder that with the right mindset, with drive and determination, anything is possible.
Yeah, those stories are so powerful. They show you that it's not about luck or privilege or anything like that. It's about taking action, overcoming challenges, and not giving up, even when things get tough.
It's about believing in yourself even when other people doubt you, and having the courage to chase those dreams no matter how big or small.
Exactly. At the end of the day, the Millionaire Fastlane is all about empowering people to take control of their financial future, create a life of abundance and freedom, and leave a positive impact on the world.
It really is. It's a call to action to ditch those old ideas of slow and steady progress and embrace the possibility of achieving amazing things in a shorter time frame.
Right. It's not just about being rich. It's about having the time and freedom to do what you love, to spend time with your family and friends, and to give back to your community. It's about living a life full of purpose, passion, and impact. And that's a journey worth taking.
I wholeheartedly agree. The Millionaire Fastlane offers a roadmap, a different way of thinking. For anyone looking for a path that leads to financial freedom, personal fulfillment, and a life that reflects your values and dreams. It's a powerful reminder that you have the power within you to create the life you want. So ditch the slow lane, step into the fast lane, and see where it takes you.
And that wraps up our deep dive into the Millionaire Fastlane. We hope you found these insights valuable and feel inspired to take action on your own financial journey. If you're ready to explore these ideas further, we highly recommend checking out the Millionaire Fastlane. You can find a link to the book in the episode description. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Books and Bites for more discussions on books that can truly transform your life. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving for a life of abundance and fulfillment.